Hey Jessica, how you doing? Okay, so looks like you ran out of time. I get that totally. Very disappointed and frustrated. You know what? Listen, Jessica, don't be frustrated or disappointed. Understand that this is a learning process. Okay, we're not really. I mean, if we come out of this class with a wonderful prototype and that's fantastic. But the most important thing is that we come out of the class with an understanding of user prototyping, paper prototyping, testing sessions, empathy, and user-centered design. So, don't be too much dependent on the deliverable per se. Think about all of the underlying elements and principles that we're learning, and that's what we're after in this class. It's an introductory class, and it's really just a way to show you and an introductory basis on what basically is the process of user testing, paper prototyping, and user testing based on empathy and different scenarios, et cetera, et cetera. So as long as you're being introduced to the process and understand the process, all is well, right? In a perfect world, we come out with a great process book and a relatively successful clickable user prototype. But as a first attempt, a lot of students have never done this before. So, we're basically looking for a really good, solid understanding of the process. So that said, don't be discouraged and don't get frustrated. Okay, I also got a hard time finding people to do user testing. This should be pretty easy. I mean, your boyfriend, that's great, but I mean, just think about it, like even a neighbor or a coworker say, hey, give me 5 minutes. I want to run something by you. And the testing should be so relatively quick and straightforward. So I think that I typically have a lot of success doing using people I end up working with or um, um, cohorting with on a regular basis. So, okay. That said, let's go ahead and jump over right into your process book. So, okay, great logo. I love the logo. I think a little bit. It needs to be cleaned up, of course, but of course it's for the limited time we have. I think this is Cup of Coffee is a really good logo. Okay, so we have your introductory page. Now we have the idea, the solution to the problem, and the target audience. Right now you're using a 3-column grid here, but the center column is much wider than the other 2 columns. And actually, is this a 4-column grid with the center being 4 columns? But it's hard to say right now. But make sure that you get a grid on here, and make sure that you design based on a grid. So you've got the idea. So basically, this is the idea, the solution to the problem, and the target audience. So statement of intent, I guess, would be this definition and absolution. And then the target audience. Good job. I'm not real sure a younger audience, 16 to 30. I don't see that. I see it being much, much older. I see it being probably 18 and probably like 49 or so. I know I would use this app and I'm clearly above 30. So I'm not sure. I recommend expanding your target audience. Very social environment depending on shops. So many people meet at these places either days. Yeah, that's going to the shop, but the app itself wouldn't that be able to pick up your product from the shop like you do at Starbucks? So think about that and really think about increasing and I'm sorry, expanding that target audience. Okay, competition. This page is great. Good job. You've really done a good job showing the competition and giving the pros and cons. Now, one thing I do want to recommend is in the competitive analysis, give pros and cons for the functionality and the features. Give pros and cons for the visual design as well as the overall usability. That'll really give you a nice comparative analysis. Personas. I would recommend doing one persona a page. I include their image, then a little bit of information such as their age, their occupation, their habits, their hobbies, their technical proficiency, and anything else that you might find of interest. Some little bit of demographic information. So do that. That's you can see that over in the example when we go to personas and task flows. So we have age, gender, primary motivation. So think about that. Age, gender, primary motivation. So we can see that those are really, really developed quite nicely. I recommend that you go through the same sort of scenario. with yours. Okay, then we have Alex's scenario. So we have Alex, Tom. So we have Alex's scenario. That's cool. All right, good job. Only need one scenario, so that's fantastic. Two personas, one scenario. That's great. Let's go to wireframes. Okay, so the one thing I'm not seeing in your wireframes is your sign-in page and your how to set up an account page. That's really important. That's a really, really great step for your user testing, is to ask the test subject how to set up an account and set a profile, etc. So I would recommend including that in your wireframes. Definitely. That's a really important page. Sign in, sign up, log in, set up an account, set up a user profile and a password. Okay, and then right here, it just looks like most of these wireframes are going into like videos and what about the functions of the app itself? So sure, we go in here and we have all sorts of different features and videos and things based on product, but what about the app itself? Like shouldn't we have some pages where you can go in and select your coffee and set it up and have it ready there for delivery? Did you see what I'm saying? So you have shop coffee products, coffee do it yourself, cafe latte. So, but where do you go to place your order? Like, would there be a menu page where you would go and you would set up your order? So I want a double foam cafe latte with extra espresso. Sorry about that. I'm still waiting for the day I can get through a video without one of my little dogs yipping. I got two little 10-pound Chihuahua mixers and one great big giant pit bull mix that weighs 85 pounds. You don't hear him at all. It's the little ones you hear in the background. So I apologize for that. That's so obnoxious. I truly apologize. At any rate, what I was saying is set up a page in your wireframes in your where you actually can go to a menu, select what you want with the extras and the add-ons and the takeaways, and then place your order, pay for it and through your account, and then have it waiting for you when you get to the coffee shop. Do you see what I'm saying? I think it would be a great feature. Think about it. Okay, then you have your products and your services. That's fantastic. Shipping, payment, profile. Oh, here's your profile. Yeah, so we still need that sign up page. Okay, so anyways, so we stop at our wireframes, right? So what do we need for our final process book? We need photographs of of your paper prototypes. We need we need your images, pictures of your user testing sessions. So photographs of the paper prototypes, a summary of the task, images for your user testing sessions, summary of tasks for the usability testing. That's the tasks right here. Here's what that is. Let's go. And this is the treehouse example that's over in week 2. What I'm after is right here. Here's a summary of your tasks for your testing. That's on page 52 of the treehouse. And the treehouse, just so you know, is this guy right here. It's this guy. He's available in week 2. But anyway, if you come down to the bottom here on page 52, you can see that kind of script for the usability testing. So you want to include that. So you have photographs, your script for your user summary of tasks for your usability testing, which is that script, images or video of the testing session, a written analysis summarizing the results of the testing session. That's really important. Digital mock-ups of all screens. That's all screens. Okay. Then of course you're gonna include a final click-through prototype, which is I didn't see it here, so I guess we'll go straight to grading for that. Seeing as it was due on a Sunday, so we'll go straight to grading for that. So then you'll want to include your project summary and plus your bibliography, including research and image sources. Okay, so we're getting there. No, I mean, we're getting there just fine. Don't you worry about it. I mean, don't think that you have to come out of this class with a high fidelity working clickable prototype that's reminiscent of a very detailed app. No, you're just coming up with a basic skeletal foundation of the app, recording the process in a process book so we know that you've considered everything in the process. And then, of course, your clickable prototype and your testing sessions. Okay, so let's get that done. And it's really important you get these things in your process book due for next week. And again, I will include a list of requirements in next week's announcement. So be sure to take a look at that. Okay, sorry I took 10 minutes, but I wanted to be as thorough as possible. So if you have any questions at this point, please go ahead and let me know. All right, thank you very much.